In this video clip, we're going to start talking about flexible assessments. Those of you that used Illuminate previously may remember learning about something called a hybrid assessment. This is something that a classroom teacher can do to create an online assessment using Illuminate, but incorporating materials that have already been used in the classroom. For example, if I have a paper and pencil test, I can easily convert it to a flexible assessment. So flexible assessments are not exactly the same thing as the manual hybrid, but they're actually better. And the Illuminate company is working on kind of blending the two types of assessments together. For the purpose of what we're doing here, we're only going to focus on the flexible assessment, not the hybrid. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how we can start this. As you can see, I'm logged in. I'm at the dashboard of Illuminate, and under the assessments menu on the left, when I click on that, there's Create Flexible Assessment, and you'll see it's marked with a green new flag to it. That is something that just became available last summer. So we're going to choose to create a flexible assessment. This will take us to our dashboard, and the first thing that we're going to do is add an assessment title. This is just a dummy one, so I'm just going to call it Lisa's Sample Flexible Assessment. Alright, so you create the name, click the green Create button, and then it'll bring you to this screen. And what you'll see on the top, underneath the title, you'll see Add Description and Add Tags. These are both optional, but they can be very helpful. So if I click Add Description, I can feel free to put in whatever I want. Understand that whatever you put in here will be visible to students. So it shouldn't be your own personal notes about an assessment, because it will be visible to people in the student portal. What many teachers like to do with this is to use it to provide instructions. It's a good spot to include directions for the students to follow, because they will see that. I'm just going to throw something in here. But again, this is optional. You do not have to include this. So I'll click OK, and then it'll show that to me there. I can go in and edit it if I need to. And then the other optional part here is to add tags to it. So the purpose of tags is just to help you organize it within your assessments. So the tags that you can choose are academic year. You can go in and choose from those options. You can also choose the scope, which in this case would be teacher created. So I guess I'll go in and do both of these. Then you can choose a subject area. Now when you click on this, you will see several options, but this area is also lacking quite a few subject areas. If there is a subject area that you would like to have that is not listed, you can let me know, and I can contact at the ISD level someone who can actually add those subjects for us. So in my case, I'm just going to choose world language. You also have the option of choosing a grade level. I'll just throw that in there. And the other things that you can add are local identifiers. So if you wanted to kind of create your own tag to help you organize it, you can do that as well. So I'll just go SP1. And then the first date administered. So when you're all done, you can close out of it. And that's all been added to it. And then the next part that we get to is on the right hand side, we have standards and we have upload materials. And I haven't created this assessment yet, but I want you to see next to standards, you will see the number 8. It's intended to be a helpful thing to you, but when we're doing flexible assessments, standards become sticky. That means if you have previously created a flexible assessment, the next time that you go to create a new one, the standards from the previous one will follow it and stick to it. So if I open up standards, it'll show with a check mark which standards are attached. And if they're not appropriate, then you can just uncheck them. That's no problem to do. But the idea of the sticky standards is to make it easier for you. That way, if you're making flexible assessments that are the same subject, then you can attach those standards and not have to worry about sifting through all of them. Okay, when you do want to sift through them, however, I do want to take you through this. So under standards, you can go under providers. Now my example is using the curriculum framework, which ties into the world language standards for the state of Michigan. But just so you can see what we have here, we do have the Common Core, several listed under the state of Michigan as well. Under subjects, you can click on that, and you can also break that down. Grade levels, you can do that as well, which mine with world language are novice, intermediate, and pre-advanced. So that's how you can filter your standards. And then what you can do is just search. So you could say you're going Common Core. You could type in what it is you're looking for, and it'll try to match you up with standards that would appear. And then if you want to add one, all you have to do is check the circle, and it'll add it to that. Okay. Again, this is a dummy test that I'm doing, so I'm just going to leave my current standards as they are and close out of that. And now we're back at the main page. One more thing that I'm going to cover in this particular video is the button for upload materials. So again, this is where you are taking something that already exists on paper that you utilize in your classroom, and you're just going to attach it to create an online assessment for students. So this is where we have upload materials. So we have the capability of only uploading PDF copies of your materials. If you're not familiar with the PDF format, understand that if you are in Microsoft Word, all you have to do is go under the File menu and choose Save As, and when you go to save your document that already exists, you can change the file type to PDF. So you'll still have your Word document, but you'll also have a PDF file that can work with Illuminate. If you are in Google Docs, you can go under the File menu and choose Download As and choose PDF. And maybe I should just show this to you really quickly in case you've never done it before. So I am just going to open up one of my Word docs, and I can just go under File, Save As, choose where I'm saving it. And the only thing I have to do is where it says Word doc, Save as Type, I'm just going to change that to PDF. And it'll create a copy of this file, but in PDF format. I'll show you the same thing in Google Docs. So let me go to my browser here. Okay, so here's a Google Doc. All I need to do is go under the File menu, Download As, PDF document, and it will put an exact copy of this in PDF format, and it'll put it in your Downloads folder. So that's how you do that. Okay, so let me go back to the Illuminate screen, and we're going to upload materials. So again, PDF format is what you're looking for. Now, you can upload more than one material. For example, if you want the assessment that your student will take, but you also want to have a copy of the answer key, you can do that as well. So first of all, I'm just going to upload this where it says Spanish 1 quiz. Uploads it, attaches it. When you're working with it in the future, there is a download button right there, so you could download that file to your computer if you needed to. If you wanted to eliminate that file, you just click on the trash can. And if you want to preview that in the future, you click the preview button here. I don't believe it's going to let me do it right now because I just uploaded it. Yeah, preview is currently not available for this material. Please try again in a few minutes, but in the future you could do that. But let's say I also want to include an answer key. I can do that as well, so I'll just click. And I'll take my Spanish 1 quiz answer key. And what I want you to notice here is under materials available for this assessment, if you do have an answer key, you do need to make sure that the particular file for the students is marked as a student assessment. So you wouldn't want to accidentally have your answer key as the student assessment. So you just want to make sure that you have that properly marked. And then go ahead and click close. And this is, at this point, you've created your assessment in the sense that you've named it, attached your standards, you've uploaded your materials, and then in the next video, we'll talk about how to actually create the questions. So this is where we'll stop for now.